to our shorter time spans, it's often necessary or desirable to energetically clear buildings and places where atrocities have occurred so we can live there in the area in peace. Arndsburg Cloister and HIrtzenhain. We were on our way to the Arndsburg Abbey to investigate the energy of the 87 victims of the HIrtzenhain massacre. Turns out that 87 slave laborers were murdered just before the end of the war in HIrtzenhain and reburied in Cloister Arndsburg, the Arndsburg Abbey. The Arndsburg Abbey has been a site of worship to God and home to the pious since 1174. We entered the empty, open-air burial courtyard and began to scan the energy there. I was amazed to find that the energy there goes straight up to heaven, straight up to Source, straight up to God. Our intent was to visit the Abbey and check to see if any of the souls of the victims were still there or if all had gone to the light.
When the U.S. military came here after liberating Europe, one of the first things they did was order the mass grave not too far from here to be exhumed, and the victims reburied here, all 87 of them, from a slave labor airplane parts camp. And that's, after liberating Europe, one of the best things the U.S. military did.
Indeed, when we checked the graves of the victims, marked by the small bronze placards, we felt that high vibrational, straight up energy.
And for those unfortunate lost souls, this is the best place that they could find their final peace.
As we found out, that was not the case with all of them. There was no work for us here in Arndsburg Abbey. The only thing to do here is to enjoy the peace of this holy place.
The energy at the Abbey is strong and good, as is the angelic presence there. Hundreds of years of prayers and devotion to God had created a strong divine resonance field and a connection to Source. Humans joined to create and anchor this divine resonance field into this place, consciously and energetically opposite of what happens at a mass grave or concentration camp.
Humans can have heaven on earth, join together, want it, and through our conscious efforts, create heaven to enjoy here and now.
We're eager to find the field where the executions and first burial had taken place. The U.S. military, with guides and help, had taken 2 days to find the mass grave in 1945.
You can't trust the logical mind, nor a GPS in matters like these. When the universe wants something done, it opens all the doors.
We approach the site. The energy is different from the main camp in Sachsenhausen concentration camp.
This mass grave had an almost frantic energy to it. One could almost hear the victims begging for their lives.
13 men were taken to dig a pit. They were told it was to hold barrels of fuel and guns so that they would not fall into the hands of the approaching U.S. military. The next morning, 11 men and 76 women were taken to the field by the pit. On the site, the men were shot first, and the women told that they were only there to put the men's bodies into the grave. Then the first round of women were shot, and so it went to the end.
The SS lied to them, played with their minds and emotions before systematically murdering them. Perhaps this is why some of the victims were to linger needlessly, getting energetically stuck in that killing field. We start with the exercise to raise and strengthen our personal bioelectric fields. Then we draw down source, divine energy into our bodies with a Mikyo exercise. We scan and check in with the protective spirit of the place. I see and feel a delicate, angelic presence, almost like a junior angel. The angel understands why we are here and tells me she will help us, and that when the call comes to transition to the light, they will be ready to go. We then scan to connect with the victims.
The energy of the day they were senselessly murdered is still here. Frantic confusion, then darkness.
We chant into the mass grave. Chanting is a Hawaiian custom, and I use it here to reach out from our hearts with love, compassion, and respect to those who suffered here. It is our way to bring some of the energy of Arndsburg Abbey to this place of confusion and death, and to let them know that we come here to their aid, and their suffering can now find its end.
The work of transitioning to the light does not take very long. We use Mikyo to call the remaining victims. We open the pathway to the light, allow any angels and divine help to assist. Quickly all are assembled and in the light.
In the silence, the birds began talking to each other again, as if to share some good news.
I didn't feel alone anymore. It was like, yeah, being in a circle.
I'm so very grateful we were able to find this place and come here and do this work of sending the stuck souls onto the light.
It's gone now. It's just gone, so that makes me feel good.